Obama. Here, Wolf Blitzer. Last night in the Situation Room, Wolf Blitzer had in Fareed Zakaria GPS. I guess Fareed had his location device with him. It calls himself Fareed Zakaria's GPS. When you're with him, I guess you always know where you are. And they're talking about the impact of the passing of Nelson Mandela. And this is classic. Listen to Wolf here.
Is it overly naive to hope and pray that maybe the death of Nelson Mandela will inspire some of those world leaders out there right now to do the right thing, to recognize that bloodshed and warfare is not going to achieve much, that peaceful relations perhaps can better be achieved through dialogue and discussion and hard work as opposed to war?
It is naive, Wolf, and you probably know that as well.
Well, there's a great put down for you. So Wolf says, look, is it naive of me to think that doctors, nurses, and clean water are going to do a better job than guns and bullets? And Zakaria says, yep, it's naive, Wolf. You're a softy, Wolf, and you probably know it. But I just marvel at this. The willful suspension of reality and the total losing of oneself into nothingness. Is it overly naive to hope and pray that maybe the death of Mandela will inspire some of those world leaders out there? Do the right thing. Recognize that bloodshed and warfare is not going to achieve much. Like who? You think Hamas is going to sit there and say, you know what, we're going to give up terrorism. Mandela died. And the mullahs in Iran, you know what? We're gonna stop sponsoring terrorism all over the. How about Ayman al-Zawahiri of Al Qaeda? You know what? Nelson Mandela died, and I now realize that my IEDs and blowing up buildings and shooting airplanes out of the sky—that's not the way to go. Nelson Mandela died, and I'm now going to start talking to people. What? The fact of the matter is that this is a world governed by the aggressive use of force. It always has been. It always will be. And the reason for that is that there are bad, mean, evil people out there. They will always govern and be in control of the way they are dealt with. The world is governed by the aggressive use of force, meaning we're sitting here peacefully minding our own business. And on 9/11, 3 airplanes or 4 airplanes are hijacked, 2 of them go into the World Trade Center. That is the aggressive use of force. That governs the way we react. We were minding our own business and not bothering anybody. Now, they don't think that. They think our support of Israel is in itself an aggressive act. But you're not going to change it. To sit around and wring your hands and hope for all of this. It teaches people unrealistic things. It gives people an unrealistic hope, and it further distances them, young people especially, from reality. The reality that they need to learn as they grow and assume their own role in the world as adults and perhaps leaders down the road. Now, the pacifists in this audience, when they hear me say ours is a world governed by the aggressive use of force, will take it out of context and say that I want to start nuking and bombing everybody. And as you heard me give the example, I'm not. We are a defensive nation. We do not conquer other countries. We do not attempt to control, subjugate, subordinate other people. We liberate. World War I, World War II, we were the last to get into it. But what happened? Adolf Hitler, aggressive use of force. The Empire of Japan, aggressive use of force. The world's governed by it. It always has been. And you can wish it away, and you can ask Fareed Zakaria's GPS all day long about it, but nothing is ever going to change that. Human beings are what they are. And there are a bunch of bad, mean, evil people out there. Even after they've taken Conflict Resolution 101, they're still mean.